Okay. Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome. Good morning. Hope you're doing good. And I just came across the story randomly because yesterday and today I've been doing like computer work and stuff, handling the paperwork and stuff I gotta do. So I haven't been active on YouTube really. But this morning while I'm here sitting, there's a press conference happening right now, which we're gonna watch and talk about. And it's about this situation. Let's see if there's a clip here that I can play. It's about the situation with this 8-year-old that's missing. They were in an SUV. I think the SUV was carrying 6 people. The little girl is missing. I don't know if she was found. I don't know what the update is. They're expected to give an update today. Crash on Friday. The search for a missing 8-year-old girl that went missing after a crash on Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve.
Authorities in Sherman near the Texas-Oklahoma border are still searching for a missing 8-year-old girl. She disappeared after her family's SUV crashed and ended up in a creek. Today's bad weather made that search even more difficult, and we are learning tonight about the man who died in the crash, believed to be the little girl's father. Fox 4's David Santangeli spoke with police and has the update. David.
Well, Heather, state and local emergency crews have been searching for that 8-year-old girl. Nothing today, and that rain you're talking about, of course, made the search even more difficult.
Water was moving pretty fast. It swept their vehicle downstream.
Emergency crews will resume searching Friday morning for an 8-year-old girl who disappeared after her family's SUV crashed on the morning of Christmas Eve on Highway 75 in Sherman. Police say they do not want to give false hope surrounding the search for the young girl.
But we have not stopped hoping for a miracle.
Police say 6 family members were in their SUV traveling to McKinney from Durant, Oklahoma, when it hydroplaned. It crashed into an overflowing drainage ditch and carried to a nearby creek.
They were caught in a drainage ditch just to the west of the road.
4 family members were rescued, and while the 8-year-old has not been found, the body of an adult male was found a mile and a half away from that scene in a
mile and a half away. Holy moly.
Creek bed. Authorities have not released a mile and a half away from that scene in a creek bed.
In a creek bed. So I'm wondering I guess he was just washed down. A mile down.
Authorities have not released the name of that man.
So they're saying that they hydroplane. You guys ever been involved in a hydroplane? That happened to me one time, many years ago, before my daughter was born. I told the story a couple of times. But I was on a highway with a couple of friends. We're going to go play DDR, Dance Revolution, like the arcade. And I was driving, I think it was my Toyota at the time. And the wheels were already kind of worn down too. That might have been part of it. But man, that thing I went over, it was like a little bit of a incline. Like it was, like an incline. And once it surfaced out, I couldn't see that I didn't know there was water there. And so we got to the top of that incline. And the thing just hydroplaned, like, zoot, zoot. And then the car like spun around across 2 lanes, and that was it. Luckily, there wasn't really any traffic. So a lot of you guys saying yes. Not Bansky. I didn't know that. Not Banksy says, did you steer into it? No, I steered away from it. And I didn't know that. They say that when you're hydroplaning, you're actually supposed to turn into it. It's supposed to turn into it. That can kind of actually help control the car. I didn't know that. Thankfully, it wasn't like anything crazy for me. No, we didn't get into a crash or anything like that. We didn't even hit the side thing or anything, thankfully. And so that was kind of it. And so I kind of started like chuckling a little bit. I don't know. That was my reaction, kind of laughing a little bit. My friends were just like shocked, like completely shocked. Like, oh, what the hell? Oh my God. It was a little scary. It was. So they found this body of an adult male with this situation now, with this story, the missing 8-year-old girl, which they believe is her father, about a mile and a half away from the scene in a creek bed. So not good.
But some family and community members have identified him as Will Robinson, a girls basketball coach for Durant High School. It's believed the little girl who remains missing is his daughter.
What's at the forefront of all of our minds is the family who is still looking for their little girl.
Those 4 surviving
4 surviving
family members who were rescued were taken to hospitals.
So 4 surviving members. It was 6 people total in this car. 4 surviving members. The body that was found a mile and a half down on the creek bed, they believe that's the father. So that's 5. And then now we have the 8-year-old missing girl, which we don't know they haven't found her yet. So they're having a press conference now. I just want to check out what the update is. Did they find her or what's going on?
Yeah, go ahead. Here. Test.
I don't have a name either. I haven't seen a name for the little girl. I haven't seen a picture for the little girl so far. I just started looking this morning, so I'll see if I can find out anything. Christmas Eve.
All right. Good morning. I'm Lieutenant Sam Boyle with the Sherman Police Department. Been the PIO for this event. I want to welcome you all to the press briefing. In a moment, Chief Jeffcoat is going to provide our statement, and then we'll open it up for questions. So that's all I have for now. Chief, turn it over to you, sir.
Thank you. Good morning. My name is Jason Jeffcoat. I'm the Chief of Police here for the City of Sherman. On the morning of December 24th, around 9:30 a.m., Sherman Emergency Services responded to calls about a vehicle that was being swept away by floodwater. Rescuers worked quickly to stop the vehicle's movement and were able to save 4 of the 6 occupants. One of those rescued was a 5-year-old girl who was unresponsive at the time. Sherman Fire Rescue personnel performed life-saving measures on the way to the hospital. Because of their efforts, this 5-year-old survived the incident and is home now with her mother and siblings. This morning, December 27th, is the 4th consecutive day of search operations to recover the missing 8-year-old girl who was swept away by the floodwaters. At this time, we can identify the missing 8-year-old girl as Clara Robinson. Her father, Will Robinson, tragically died during this accident. Search teams are continuing efforts to search Post Oak Creek near the site where the initial rescue efforts took place. There are also teams searching a 10-mile stretch of Post Oak Creek and Choctaw Creeks. These teams include personnel from Sherman Police Department, Sherman Fire Rescue, Grayson County Sheriff's Office, Texas Department of Public Safety, Texas Parks and Wildlife, Texas Task Force 2, Texas Division of Emergency Management, Grayson County Office of Emergency Management, Public Works, and Brady Baskin, a local rescue diver. Today we are using a variety of assets provided by the participating agencies. These include K-9 teams, dive teams, and drone teams. We have DPS helicopters ready to assist once the skies clear today. And one last piece of notable information we want to share with our community. It has come to our attention that there are, unfortunately, some unaffiliated accounts attempting to solicit donations for the Robinson family.
Wow.
We would encourage our community to please not offer a donation unless you have verified the authenticity of the source first. Our main priority the past 4 days has been and continues to be finding this 8-year-old girl. We ask our community to continue praying for this family during this unfathomable time of grief. At this time, I will answer a few questions.
Yes, ma'am. I have a question. So, going into the 4th day of searching, was there anything distinctive from the previous days? Are you guys expanding location or using more resources? Is there anything distinctive from the previous days?
Yeah, so there are some areas that we are focusing on. If I can get Garth with Texas Task Force can answer those a little bit better.
Sure.
So I think the differences is that we've been able to identify different targeted areas that we would be places of interest that we need to check a little bit more in detail. And each day we find more of those type of positions that we need to look at.
And I'm so sorry, just for formalities, could I get your first and last name and how to spell both?
Garth Groves, Garth Groves.
And you're with Texas Task Force?
Texas Task Force 2,
Perfect.
Task Force leader.
Perfect. So right now, just to make sure I understand, you guys are just trying to get in different areas that you haven't already searched before? Okay.
So we've split our team. Part of our team is actually searching the creeks, and another part is searching targeted areas of interest.
Can you talk a little bit about how the weather has hampered the search?
Well, the weather is yesterday was definitely hampered. We had to, for the safety of all the responders, we had to postpone a little bit of the day before we could actually get out. We had to pull them out early and then put them back in after the storms came through. But that also increased the water level in the creeks. So it did hamper yesterday's search. And that's why we're back out there today to take more looks.
With the 4 that were rescued on the day of the crash, does anyone know if they all are out of the hospital and if they sustained any injuries?
Yes, the remaining 4 are out of the hospital, and they are recovering at home.
Can you talk a little bit about how amazing it is that you had this child who was unresponsive and the fire department was able to bring her back to life?
It's amazing. Just to experience that, to be able to experience bringing that child back to life is amazing. In a tragic time like this, that's still a glimpse of hope, that God's good.
Are you also able to release the names and ages of those who were rescued?
Not at this time, I'm not.
Tell me about today's search and rescue. What are you guys going to be doing? Do you have any idea what time you'll be able to get the helicopter and the drones up?
The drones may be up already by now. I'm not sure. The helicopter should be later on today. Like I said, as soon as the weather is completely clear, they're able to get up with that helicopter, and that'll be up to DPS to determine when that availability is.
And you mentioned 2 creeks. Do those 2 creeks merge into one?
Yes, just south of Sherman a little bit, they'll merge into one, and then they continue out, going south, and then they go back to the north, and we'll reach to the Red River.
To the Red River?
Yes, sir.
It's our understanding that the father may have passed attempting to save his daughter's life. Can you elaborate on that?
Bart. Yes, sir.
So my name is Bart Bowman. I'm with the Sherman Fire Rescue, Deputy Chief of Operations. So reports that we had is that the father did have the little girl in his arms at one time.
Wow.
During the event, and later they were seen they weren't together. So it looked like he was trying to save her, definitely.
And you said, I'm so sorry, could you do first and last name?
Yeah, Bart, B-A-R-T, Bowman, B-O-W-M-A-N, and I'm with Sherman Fire Rescue.
Thank you, sir.
So can you talk a little bit about the efforts to save the 5-year-old?
Yeah, a little bit. So one of our guys was in the water and was able to find the little girl underwater, and he pulled her out of the water and handed her off to one of our paramedics that was with him, and that paramedic took her to the ambulance, and from there they went on to, I believe, Sherman Medical Center, where they performed CPR on the way to the hospital, and later I believe she was moved to Dallas and released, I believe, later the next day. So, with a near drowning like that, it's absolutely remarkable that she was released the next day with no issues. So that's a very blessing in this tragedy.
So you said she was actually underwater. How did he find her?
I'm not exactly sure how he found her, but he found her up next to a tree underwater and was able to grab a hold of her. I'm sure he could see her under the water, not very deep underwater, but was able to pull her out of the water and hand her off. So,
And this was one of the 4 that were rescued?
it was, yes.
Have the canines used in the search had any type of luck or stayed in a specific vicinity at all?
So I believe the canines are more with the task force.
So we have 2 different type of detection dogs. We have some that detect live find, so they're looking for survivors. And then we have others that are looking for remains. So the live find dogs have not had any indications that they have detected anything. We've had a few indicators from the remains dogs. So,
Can you
What did you say?
the live find dogs have not had any indications that they have detected anything. we've had a few indicators from the remain stocks.
Oh, remain stocks for indicators.
Can you talk a little bit about the conditions in the creek and around the creek? What obstacles you're facing?
So the creeks have a lot of debris, a lot of vegetative debris that have collected over time, and those are kind of damming up the creeks. There's several of those along the stretch that we've been walking. Some of them are impassable. So those are the kind of the interest points that we're looking at as well.
So are those the areas you search with drones and the helicopter?
I believe they've done drones over the entire creek, so not necessarily just those.
This area has seen a lot of tragic accidents over the years. Has there been any dialogue with TxDOT about possible improvements or things that could be done to increase safety?
No, sir, not at this point. Our focus has been finding this little girl. Any further questions?
How long is everyone, kind of yesterday speaking with Lieutenant Boyle, he was saying that we're going to look until we find her. Is that still the plan, or is there a kind of schedule there?
There's no schedule at this point. We're going to continue looking until we find Claire. Anything else? Thank you all for coming out. I appreciate it.
Sir,
Thank you all very much.
if I wanted to go get video of the search, is there a certain area that I could go to?
Damn, that's it. So for the people that joined in late, this family was traveling. It was a group of 6 in an SUV, and they crashed into a drainage ditch. It was they hydroplane. Well, what happened was they hydroplane while on Highway 75 in Sherman and crashed into a drainage ditch. Heavy rain. The water from the heavy rain swept the SUV to a nearby creek. And the body of an adult male was found 1.5 miles away from the scene. 4 family members were rescued. Within that 4, there was, I think that was this was a 5-year-old. There was a 5-year-old that almost drowned that was in the water. They were able to pull that 5-year-old out and rescue them. They're safe now. But the father of the 8-year-old was found 1.5 miles down in a creek bed. He's deceased. They believe that's a father. He was a coach for a girls basketball coach for the Durant High School. And the 8-year-old is still missing. And in this press conference, they said supposedly that the father was trying to save his daughter, the 8-year-old girl. At one point, they said that he had her in his arms, and then, we don't know what happened. So, pretty tragic situation, and especially on Christmas Eve. That's when this happened. They're still searching for the little girl. I was trying to find the exact location. Sherman Police Department posted that they said Highway 75 and Taylor Street. Well, there went in yesterday's major accident at Highway 75 and Taylor Street. It's hard to see. This looks like it might be the right place to me. I don't know if this is the drainage ditch that they're talking about. Let me see if I can find some more video. Crazy, man. Let me see here. This video.
Search is underway for an 8-year-old girl who went missing after a crash.
The family was traveling from Oklahoma to Texas on Christmas Eve when their car, with 6 people total inside, crashed into a drainage ditch in Sherman, Texas. That car was then swept away by strong waters in the drainage ditch. We know 1 adult was killed in the crash. 4 others were rushed to a nearby hospital. We're told first responders searched about 7 miles of the creek on Wednesday, but still did not find the girl. That search does continue this morning. Of course, we'll keep you updated on any new details.
That's crazy. Let's see if I find something else. So, by the way,
once I realized that,
I don't know if you guys remember, if you guys were watching the Christmas specials with me, Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, thank you for the people that could make it. There was this lady that she ordered pizza, and I guess the person didn't like how she tipped, right? The pizza person. So the pizza person comes back later, goes inside this apartment. She comes back with another man that's armed, forces their way into the apartment, and then stabs this lady. Now, the person that did the stabbing, apparently she was pregnant. And this lady, I think she was there with her daughter. Crazy shit, crazy situation.
The like severity of the situation, you know, I'm like, oh my God, these people came in here to hurt us.
Right now at 6, a pregnant woman stabbed at a motel in Kissimmee, and deputies say a pizza delivery driver did it. Tonight, Fox 35 is speaking exclusively with a woman stabbed 14 times in front of her own little girl.
In front of her daughter. That's how cool. A pregnant woman, a pregnant mother, busting into this apartment and stabbing this lady in front of her child. So you would think maybe there'd be some type of empathy. Oh, I have a kid on the way. I wouldn't want to do that or whatever. No.
Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Manny Martinez.
Good evening. I'm Hannah McKenzie. Deputies say a bad tip is what led to that stabbing. And as Fox 35's Marie Edinger reports, the victim says she's scared she'll be attacked again as deputies continue searching for a second suspect involved.
Oh, yeah.
The woman who was attacked said that her food arrived late, it was cold, and the delivery driver was rude, so she only gave a $2 tip. Oh. She did not think that would land her in a hospital bed.
It's pretty traumatic.
Melinda Irizarry, her boyfriend, and her 5-year-old daughter were at this motel in Kissimmee Sunday, just hanging out, having a staycation for her boyfriend's birthday. A little before midnight, she says she heard someone pounding on the door. That's when deputies say a man and woman forced their way in.
Once I realized the severity of the situation, you know, I'm like, oh my God, these people came in here to hurt us.
According to an arrest report, the man pointed a gun at her daughter, then forced her boyfriend into the bathroom at gunpoint. The woman took out a knife.
It wasn't like she was just upset. It was like she was in a frenzy mode.
At the hospital, Irizarry discovered it wasn't just her life at risk. Doctors told her she's about a month pregnant.
And I started crying, and I kept telling my boyfriend, I think I'm gonna die.
Irizarry needed over 200 staples for slices across her arms, her wrist, her shoulders, her back, her stomach, her breast, 14 stab wounds in total. She needed surgeries for a punctured lung and severed tendons in her knee.
My daughter seeing that whole thing, you know, it kind of
it's traumatizing.
It's pretty heartbreaking to me.
It wasn't until later Irizarry and detectives realized that woman was allegedly the pizza driver who'd gotten upset about a small tip earlier in the night, Brianna Alvello. Detectives say they found surveillance video linking her to the crime and arrested her on a warrant the next day. Yeah. But the thing is, Irizarry doesn't think this was about money in the end.
Ooh. You got the money. My boyfriend told you where there was more money, and you didn't go get it.
And now, no amount of money could get Alvello out of the situation she's in.
That's what Hoax is saying.
Not going to be able to bond out.
She's facing charges for aggravated assault, kidnapping, home invasion, and she's charged under the same statute that covers premeditated murder.
State believes that this is a punishable by life offense.
But in the meantime, the man deputies say was with Alvello is still out there. That terrorizes Irizarry.
I am scared, and he knows exactly how he looks. He stared at that man for how long? With a gun pointed to his head. I want them to get him as soon as possible because they're monsters. They should not be out in the street.
Irizarry's doctors have not given her an update as to when she'll be able to leave the hospital, and she's got a long road ahead. She says she has to learn to walk again after her knee surgery, so she'll be dealing with this for quite some time. In Osceola County, Marie Edinger, Fox 35 News.
Mamma mia.
On Christmas,
I want to show you a video about with regard to this 8-year-old, just to show you how the river or the drainage ditch or what it looks like. Get you a visual.
On Christmas Eve.
Oh crap! Oops.
Just on Christmas Eve and in heavy rain, something so sad happened in Sherman.
They're wonderful people that makes this
so much harder.
Lieutenant Sam Boyle said an Oklahoma family of 6 headed to McKinney for the holiday, hydroplaned off the highway, flew into a flooded drainage ditch, and traveled down a creek trapped in their car.
It was raining very heavily.
First responders successfully rescued the mother and 3 of her children.
16-year-old, 5-year-old, a 3-year-old.
But the father of the family died, and their 8-year-old daughter is still missing.
Whether it's dive teams or canine teams or aerial teams, either unmanned or manned, those are all at our disposal.
But even more heavy rain Thursday hindered the search. Police pulled crews in the creek out of it, but had them watch the water from the ground.
So we still have teams out there who are watching and looking and monitoring.
By late afternoon, skies cleared and divers got back in. Boyle said this tragedy has shaken Sherman, that folks from all over town continue to show up, offering to help search.
We just ask that you let our task
Sherman,
force
that folks
work
from
this
all over town
don't go out and take matters into your own hands there.
If you want to help, Lieutenant Boyle said there is something you can do.
Pray that the weather cooperates and pray that she is found quickly.
And yes, his officers are praying too, not just for that little girl to be found quickly, but also that she is still somehow alive.
Truthfully, we're holding out hope, however strange that may seem.
And police will continue to search.
I hear the weather in Texas has been pretty bad. I have a Texas friend out there that's been telling me it's like really nasty and stormy out there. So crazy, man. Crazy are the chances you hydroplane and you end up in some type of ditch and then get pushed down, by the water. The flooding. Insanity. And it's been, let's see, that was the 24th, right? So it's been 1, 2, 3 days now. This is day 3 of the search. It's Friday and bad weather. So I don't know. The father was found deceased a mile and a half down. So it doesn't look good at all, to be honest, for the little girl. I hope she's found safe. And with all that rain and water too, maybe, I don't know, maybe hypothermia, maybe potentially, she doesn't get dried up. Crazy. When did they find the father? That's a good question. I don't know. I don't know how long after they found the father. But they said the father... Let's see. This article doesn't say when. Let's see if I find any other article. What a way to end the holidays. Strong waters. They were driving a Chevrolet Traverse, a white Chevrolet Traverse. So his body was recovered Tuesday afternoon. That's what that's what KOCO.com is saying. So that the same day the father was recovered. The accident happened on the 24th, Christmas Eve, and they said it happened around 9:30 a.m. on Tuesday, and then one person's body was just recovered late Tuesday afternoon. So the father was found the same day. The 8-year-old girl, now it's been 3 days and she still hasn't been found. They've expanded their search outside of Sherman into the lower branches of Post Oak and Choctaw Creeks. So, I don't know. That's not good. Doesn't sound good, but I hope she's somehow okay. Searchers covered about 7 miles of creek on Wednesday, but did not find the missing girl. Police shifted their focus into the county, targeting possible locations they had not searched yet. Ah, man. Horrible. Roni says a friend, her husband, driver, 3 kids went around an icy road in the snowy winter in Oregon. They went into the Grand Ronde River upside down. Holy crap. Dad got out and saved them, but what ended up with autism? Holy shit. Wow, 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 wow. Let me see. What else we got? Anything else? I just popped on for a little bit. I was kind of busy yesterday, and today I'm kind of like doing all this paperwork stuff. So I'm procrastinating at the same time. I made a lot of progress. I got one of the things done that I needed to get done, which is really good. But then today I got to work on some other things. It's not going to take maybe a couple hours. But yesterday, while I should have been, I was working, but I was watching Squid Games. So from episode 1 to 7, I finished it yesterday. It's only 7 episodes. Season 2. I don't know how I feel about the new season. It's kind of, I mean, it's very story mode. Very, very story mode. It's all right, I guess. I guess somewhat interesting. I like the ending. I like a cold, empty ending. Instead of all this happy thing all the time, it's like kind of cold and empty. And supposedly another season or whatever is coming out in 2025. So, and I've been watching Beast Games too. Beast Games is actually pretty. It's all right. It's decent too. It's entertaining, I guess. It's on Amazon Prime. If you're looking for something to watch. And they say supposedly for any of the gamers, they say gaming supposedly is coming back in 2025. Grand Theft Auto and a couple other games supposed to be coming out. I think that might be the only game I play. I don't really game anymore, but whenever Grand Theft Auto comes out, I'm probably gonna play that. That's probably gonna be pretty fun. I don't know. I look forward to that. Gaza journalist killed in airstrike. That lady in the subway, by the way, the lady that was burned to death. That's exactly what I was just about to talk about. Yeah, Layla. I heard they haven't ID'd her yet. I heard she's not ID'd. Now on Twitter, the wrong person was being circulated on Twitter. There was some lady that they were saying, "Oh, this is the person." That's not the person. And a reporter confirmed it because she reached out to NYPD. There was somebody that they were falsely IDing on Twitter. And a reporter went and confirmed. She said that's not the person. They still haven't ID'd the lady that was burned. Really weird, odd situation. The end of times. How's a pregnant? I guess I don't know. So how's a pregnant woman going to stab somebody 14 times? But I guess just because you're pregnant doesn't mean you're a good person. Over a bad tip. Damn, bro. Reminds me a little bit of that Taco Bell situation, that story we covered one time where I guess this guy felt this lady cut him off in the drive-thru line or something. So he starts ramming his car into the lady. The lady tells the person in the drive-thru window, "Hey, I think you're gonna need to call the cops." Dude gets out of his car, walks up right to the window, shoots her. I think did he shoot the dog too? He might have shot the dog too. He shot the lady, or maybe he just shot her in front of the dog or something. I don't know. Shoots the lady and then shoots himself. You cut me off, I'm gonna kill you and kill myself. Like, what the hell? What the? Oh my god. Oh. Newton family of 4 identified as victims of suspected carbon monoxide poisoning. That's the scary shit about carbon monoxide. How it can just wipe out an entire family. Carbon monoxide poisoning. Breaking: Newton family, 4 identified as victims of suspected carbon monoxide poisoning in their Wakefield, New Hampshire second home over Christmas. Officials say Matthew Goldstein, 52, his wife Lila, 54, and their daughters 22 and 19. Bruh. New Hampshire? No, the Taco Bell thing, I think that was this year, Donna. If that's what you're talking about, the Taco Bell thing, we covered it this year. Oh, 4 weeks pregnant. Didn't know till she went to the hospital after getting. Oh wait. Oh. Oh yeah, hoax. My humidity. So I got these little humidity monitors. They're by Goovy. They got good reviews. It's not. They were kind of cheap, so but it says the humidity in the kitchen is 53.6%, and the bedroom is 56.6. Because I had these neighbors downstairs that said they had mold and stuff, and so I mean today I feel fine. The last couple of days I woke up with like a light headache, so maybe I got a little over paranoid. I'm like, damn, do we have that shit too? So it says here 57% humidity is generally considered comfortable for most people. However, humidity levels above 60% are generally considered high and can cause problems in your home. So I'm trying to keep an eye to make sure that don't have that going on, because there's two neighbors downstairs that said they had that issue. It says mold can grow at humidity levels of 55%, and mildew can grow at humidity levels of 70%. So I guess I'm okay, but it says it takes hours though. You gotta let the humidity thing do its thing. Florida's already hot as hell, but well, not hot, but like it is hot, but humid. Anything under 60 is Gucci. All right, yeah, so I'm just going to keep an eye on it. I didn't wake up with a headache today, so just keep an eye. But yeah, here it says a quarter of this, I should be fine. It says try and keep your indoor humidity between 30 and 60%. So the article says 40 and 60%. Okay. Very high readings are considered to be anything above 70%. So I guess we're fine. Just keep an eye on it. Dehumidifier? Okay, I'm gonna have to look into that. You love Squid Games too? The difference I think between Squid Games and Mr. Beast games, the big difference is Mr. Beast. And Mr. Beast is still brand new. I think 3 episodes are out now. Squid Games has like a storyline. There's storyline. There's character. There's behind the story behind the person, the the issues that they had, whether it was poverty or like debt or whatever it was, family. There's more of a storyline. Mr. Beast games doesn't really have much of a storyline. It's pretty entertaining, but it's less of a story and more of a entertainment competition value. Season 2 is less competition too. At some point, it becomes more competitive. Like you get the games again, like on episode 3, I think. But it was really, really short. When the thing ended, I was like, damn, that's it? You got a dehumidifier is the best decision you made? People are saying dehumidifier. I'm going to take a look into that and see. Yeah, we get crazy humidity. Like right now, let me see. Well, today is like very cloudy and nasty. I've been wanting a thunderstorm for a while. It's been like, okay, it says rain in the next hour. I've been wanting a thunderstorm. We haven't really had much like crazy rain lately. Let's see. %100 chance of precipitation. Amazing. Humidity. What's the humidity? It says 70% right now. Outside. Oh, today 80%. Oh, really? House dehumidifier, bedroom humidifier. I'm out to do a little research. I just didn't want to end up like those people downstairs, because one person I heard had to leave the house for like I don't know how many, a week or something, or how long it takes. They had to leave the house for a while, the apartment. Yeah, Mark, I was just reading that. Oh, it came from a heater. What kind of heater? Carbon poison from a heater. I guess gas. It must have been a gas type of heater. That's the only way you're going to get that, right? Of mold on wood, it's a wrap. What else is going on? I haven't really been the last 2 days after the Christmas stuff. I've been kind of just. I was watching the Squid Game stuff. Damn, that's crazy too. This guy. I don't know this guy's music, but OG Mako dead at 32 weeks after suffering self-inflicted gunshot wound. I heard about this situation because this guy shot himself, but I heard he survived. So now they're saying he's deceased. Spent weeks in the hospital with gunshot wound. OG passed away last night, surrounded by family in Los Angeles. Oh, the You Guessed It rapper. That song I feel like I remember. You guessed it. Says December 12th after suffering a gunshot wound to the head. Sources close to the situation tell us that Mako's coma took a turn and he went into critical condition. Okay, I didn't know he was in a coma. Doctors had been struggling to get proper brain scan and attempts to flush out all the toxins of Mako's system since he was admitted earlier in the month. His family flew out and were shaken up over the loss. I think that song goes, "Bitch, you guessed it." False reporting of Mako's death flooded social media, but as we're told, at the time, Mako was rushed to the hospital after police responded to the neighbor's 911 call of hearing a gunshot go off nearby. It's crazy. I remember, I've told this story so many times too. There was this guy, when I used to work in a hospital a long time ago, there was this guy that he tried to off himself. I don't ever know what happened to the guy. He tried to off himself. I don't know if it was with a shotgun or something, but like he was aiming like towards the front of his face. I don't know the exact angle, but the shot didn't kill him. It basically like blew off the front of his face. So like he didn't have a nose. He just like had holes here and stuff. Like his nose was gone. I don't know about his lips. I think I don't remember exactly. I don't know if one of his eyes were gone or something. Like they had him on like on the bed. His bed was right by the nursing station and he was right by the window. So anybody walking by, you would see this guy like kind of like wrapped up and all this gauze stuff. His hands were like tied down and part of his face was blown off and he was on all these medications, Ativan, all this other kind of stuff, I guess to keep him kind of controlled and sedated. And so he tried to off himself, but it didn't pan out. And so now he was just like stuck like this, like with his face disfigured, hands tied down and all this medication. And I remember him always like trying to move his hands, almost as if he wanted to get out or escape or something. I'll never forget that guy. It's crazy. Oh, I'm sorry, Crystal. Sorry to hear that. Mold makes people go crazy too. Now it makes sense. What does mold do, right? I figured it could probably effects of mold. Watery eyes, runny nose, sneezing, itching, coughing, wheezing, difficulty breathing, headache, and fatigue. Allergy-like symptoms. Also, due to inhaling the mold spores, it can trigger asthma symptoms in susceptible individuals, and in some cases may lead to serious respiratory problems, headaches, skin irritation, fatigue, and especially with prolonged exposure to significant mold growth. Moisture is a key factor. Mold thrives in damp environments, so leaks in roofs, pipes, and around windows can lead to significant mold growth. Okay. They always tell us, and they send out these emails, and they're like, "Oh, make sure you close the door, like the balcony door. Don't leave it open." But everybody leaves their balcony door open sometimes here. I haven't been doing it recently because it was a little bit cooler outside, and so like these insects and bugs, they want to try to go sometimes, it seems like, where it's warmer. Or these creatures, they want to go to where it's warmer. I don't want to invite them in the house, you know? Creatures of the night. I would think so too, Wilson. Yeah, it's probably really bad for that too. Autoimmune conditions, bad for the lungs. People that have breathing problems, or just long term. Yeah. This apartment, yeah. I don't think so. I think I'm fine actually. So from what I'm seeing, the moisture levels, I think I'm fine. I just got a little concerned because I saw the 2 people downstairs complaining about it. So that's why I ordered these little humidifier or humidity detectors yesterday. But I'm gonna keep an eye on it. Lease is up like in May. I think in May. You know what was weird too? Let me tell you this story. Yesterday, this is so fucking, I don't know what's going on in this place, because yesterday, there's like these little small gates. There's a main entrance, and then there's like these small gate entrances to the different buildings that's locked. Somebody sawed off the top portion of the gate yesterday. I don't know. I don't understand it. They sawed off the top portion of the gate, and they left the piece on the floor. They're mowing the lawn right now. That's the top portion of the gate that was sawed off, and they left it on the floor. Why? What's the purpose of that shit? I don't get it. They're mowing the lawn outside. It's really loud. It's weird. Maybe kid shit, you think so? Yeah, I might do that, Tammy. They can't ask for it. The thing is, the neighbors told me that they asked for it, and the complex told them no, and then they got like some independent person, and then the person said yes. Yeah, it's just loud as hell. All right, I guess I'm gonna get off for now. I have a few things to do, but by this evening I should be done with everything. So hopefully by this evening or tomorrow we'll get back to doing more live streams and content. Just gotta take care of a few things, and also I have the kids are home from school now. Maddie's here, so hanging out. Gonna try to do something this week. I don't know what. Do something this weekend to get out the house. The kids are home for let's see, 2 weeks. 2 weeks. 1 week's almost done, but 2 weeks. Water leaks that weren't cleaned up. Look at your walls. I lived in Fort Myers, and our walls had water damage. I'm going to have to look for that. Thank you, Anna. Thank you, Nan Banksky. Thank you, man. Lately, I thought about that New Year's Eve stream. I think I'm going to be out with my family, but like I think last year I did it when I got back home. So if I go out and do something, maybe when I get back, we can do like something else after, hang out and have fun. Whoever's up, for New Year's Eve. Oh, you said New Year? Yeah. I might have to do it like after a New Year's stream, like after 12, because I think I want to be out with family. I think. I prefer to stay home. I prefer to do a toast at the house and stay in the house. But if my family goes out, I'll probably go for a little bit and just hang out wherever they decide to go. I'll be completely happy in the house, man. Have some snacks, some little appetizers, whatever, a little champagne toast or whatever, and I'm good with that. Avoid the road. Yeah. Hoax! Put me on the spot. You know what's weird? All right, let me tell you one more story, Hoax. Now you bring that up. Put me on the spot with the fish tank. Yo, that could be it too. Who knows, right? I don't know. The neighbor had flowers delivered to them. Like, I think it's been a week now. I think it's been a week. And the flowers are sitting outside their door. And they never got the flowers. So, I don't know. Maybe the lady has just gone on vacation. Or did something happen to the neighbor? I don't know. Today, I think it's still there today. It's been like, I think it's probably been like 6 days now. It was before Christmas. I don't know. I want to say it's 5 or 6 days. I'm starting to wonder if something happened to the neighbor. But maybe that's just like the crime mentality of like, we're always covering these stories that your mind goes to the worst place. You know? Maybe she's just out on a trip with her family or something. And whoever sent the flowers didn't know. I read that too, Mags. Yo, the snails have been so horrible. I've probably scooped out like 500 snails out of that tank. Tinfoil, that's what somebody told me too. If anybody close enough to them to send flowers or know they're on vacation, I might do welfare on this trip. Maybe I should just tell the complex and have them do a check. Maybe I should just report it to the complex and then the maintenance can go like knock on the door. And if not, because they have the right to enter in, so maybe they can enter in the house and just make sure this lady's okay. Because she has kids too. She has a couple, I don't know how many kids. She has a couple kids. I think she has a boyfriend too. I haven't seen any of them. And the flower is just there. I have a little makeshift lily pad. I don't know what to call it. It's not really a pond, but it's like on my balcony. I have like this big bowl, like flower bowl, but it's a really big bowl filled with water and plants and stuff. I've been moving them from the fish tank to there. Those bladder snails, I don't know if I could release them. You know, I don't know if I don't know if that's something you can release into a lake or pond without causing destruction. I have to research bladder snails. Can I release bladder snails into lake in Florida? No, it says you should not release bladder snails into lake. Snails are an important ecosystem in ponds and water. So I don't know what I'm going to do with them after I'm done with the lily pad thing. I've also thought about getting assassin snails, but I don't want the assassin snails to attack the shrimp. That's what I'm worried about. For now, that's their temporary home, the pond out, the little lily pad pond. Nah, the lady, she's probably like in her 40s. To me, she looks like she's in her 40s. Upper 40s, something like that. She's not like an elderly person. Like, has trouble walking. She's very active. To me, she looks like in her maybe mid 40s. On the balcony, maybe birds will eat them and birds will drop them into the lake. Hey, Murky, how you doing? That's true, Ashley. Yeah. I don't know. I don't think they're edible. Bladder snails. They multiply like crazy, too. Some people actually like, I don't know. Somebody said, I was reading a Reddit forum, somebody said they'll buy them. Never release non-native critters into the wild. Somebody here said crush them and feed them to your fish. Excellent source of food. Use tweezers if it grosses you out. That sounds nasty. Oh my Yeah, people asking all kinds of crazy questions. No, anyone with chickens? Would chickens eat them? Oh my god. Oh yeah, Mags, go watch Squid Games. Next time I see you, let me know what you think about it. Next time I'm live, if you get through the episode, I watched all the episodes. Let me know what you think about it. I thought it was all right. I wasn't blown away. I don't think it was as good as season 1, but it was a lot of story to it. They went into a lot of story and details, and it you know, they leave you at a cliffhanger. So I won't say anything. I don't want to spoil it or anything like that, but it's a lot of just going back into the details and stuff and characters of people. They're on my balcony, the snails, in a makeshift pond with plants and snails in there. Snail gate. All right, man. I'm gonna get up for now. Thank you guys so much. I have notifications for today. 2 notifications, and if worst comes to worst, we can jump on the second page. I'm gonna try to get done what I need to get done. I wonder how long I can get away with this Christmas stuff up. Just leave it up all year. At some point, I'm gonna have to take it down. Oh, they're small enough. Okay. Yeah, they reproduce like crazy. Love you guys. Take care. Have a safe, good, happy day. It's Friday. Hope you're positive. My ring is coming tomorrow. It was supposed to come today, but I don't know. Got pushed to tomorrow. So it'll be here tomorrow. My Aura ring. I'm excited about that. And I'm sure it's Friday. It's early, so I'm sure I'll probably be back later. Who knows what's going to happen, right? All right.